When it comes to isometrics, the details matter. Today we're going to break down the technical side of isometric training, because the more muscle you activate, the faster this works. Let's get started here with the push-up. Pressing down through my toes, squeezing my quads, making sure my legs are as straight as possible. Do not let the hips lay low. Press them up into the air. Press your upper back into the crossbar and your hands down. Make sure your wrists are in a strong position. You want to feel tall through the neck, really tall up on the tippy toes of your toes. Legs straight. Next, we're moving on to a skull crusher. Laying flat on your back, trying to get 90 degrees in the elbows. I like to keep the elbows a little bit tighter. However, with isometrics, you can change where your elbows are located and press up, still activating as much muscle as possible. You do not have to hold on to the bar. You can keep your palms facing each other, driving your wrists up into the crossbar. Next, we're moving to core, the hollow hold. Again, feeling long through the hands and the arms. Not pressing with much contact through the hands. I want to make sure that my legs are in a position where my hamstrings are tight, but my knees are not bent. So legs straight, ankles dorsiflexed, meaning pull your toes towards you. Again, feeling tall through the posture, activating as much muscle fiber as possible. Here is the hip press variation. We'll be using a strap and a foot plate. I suggest getting the strap to its highest level to start. Let's start here with toes pointed straight ahead, knees stacked up on the toes. Here's a side position. The strap goes above the hip bone. You can hold on to something. You're pressing your feet down and your hips up. I like to feel a lot of tension in the hamstring. Again, knees pointed straight ahead, toes pointed straight ahead. If you don't have anything to hold on to, press the hands back. A variation of this, one of my favorite isometric positions, is the skier. This is an exercise that I got from Brad Thorpe with Isophit. There's the Isophit tool on the left. Your hands are pressing back, elbows straight, but once again working our hip press position. A lot happening here, a lot of activation throughout the body. Here I'm rotating the hands, the palms to face each other, and then palms up to finish, really driving, activating as much muscle fiber as we're breathing as possible. Next, we're going to move on to the core. In my opinion, the most simple and effective isometric for the core is the crunch. You can keep your feet down so that the tension is at the abs, spinal flexion. Keep the elbows straight so the tension goes right down to the trunk. You're driving through the bar with flexing of the spine, keeping the abs tight as you continue to breathe. Here is a pike. We're getting hip flexion, again, keeping the legs straight and getting the hamstring as tight as possible, activating the quads through, pulling the ankles and the toes towards you. Here, a harder variation, pressing once again with my arm straight into the pad. This is the pike. Again, put the bar in position where you'll feel like you can keep your legs as straight as possible and driving into the bar. And to round out our workout of the day, as I've said before, I do throw in dynamic exercise. Here is the Harambe system chest press. I'm pressing down. I don't want to get the Harambe, I don't want to lay on the ground for the bench press, so I just have it around my upper back, just as a finisher here, with a lot of range of motion, getting blood flow and fatigue pressing through. That was the end of the set. If you'd like me to consult you to get you set up in something similar, feel free to contact me, www.scamponept.com. There's a message board there. Otherwise, direct message me on Instagram, Scampone Training. I offer 30-minute isometric consultation calls book today. Thanks. Over and out.